Hi everyone, thanks for staying tuned and clicking to my video. I promise to give you an exciting experience. Ever heard of the word constructive criticism? Yeah, I'm sure most of us are familiar with it. Now, this is an act of putting someone right, but in a very subtle way. Do you realize that most times people don't even know that they are actually wrong, except you start pointing out those things for them? Imagine that someone just sees you on the road and you're putting on a clothes that is not okay, and the first thing the person does is to shout at you and embarrass you in the presence of people. Honestly, how would you feel? But if another person draws you and tells you, oh, this thing you're putting on is actually inappropriate, how about you do this better? I'm sure it will sink better in your mind. Yes, that is what happens in our daily life. I'm going to give a very good example with my faith because I am a Christian. Thank you for sticking around. This shows you are enjoying it. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the like and share button. See you around. I will draw references from the scriptures. Now let's take a good look at it. Romans chapter 3, verse 23 says, "For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God," meaning that there's nobody who is righteous or perfect. How about Mark chapter 2, verse 17? It's clearly stated that those who are healthy have no need of a doctor, but those who are sick, I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners. This is it. Meaning that we are sinners because of our humanly nature. But what helps us is because we are ready to be saved by God's grace. Christ came to die for us, for our sins. Imagine that we didn't have any sinners on this earth, then he wouldn't have even paid the price on the cross. Most times I know Christians will always refer to 2 Corinthians that we always like using or quoting as Christians. 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14, it says, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers, for what does righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness?" It is true. But this simply means that as a Christian or a believer, you shouldn't be found in ungodly places, places that will not edify. Don't say things and act in a manner that does not help boost your own faith and your life. Now let's look at it this way. There are some people that have been born into sin. They don't know the difference or the right thing. But with your attitude, the right manner, the way you show them, they'll be able to change. Imagine that everybody just go out being all holy and righteous. I want you to know that even in the scriptures, we didn't have all holy and perfect people. We had people who were with sin. Take an instance with Jacob. What Jacob did wasn't appropriate. He actually took his brother's birthright away because of porridge. He wasn't perfect, but listen, God made him great. Despite his flaws, Jacob trusted God. He saw blessings that God had for him. This shows that God qualifies the imperfect ones and make them perfect in his sight to achieve greatness. How about the story of David? David was a great king whom God chose. He was called a man after God's own heart because he was one person who always acknowledged his sins, his weaknesses, and his faults. So even at the midst of those problems and the error, he always came back to God to say, "I am sorry. I know I have sinned and I have fallen short of your glory." Now, a very good example, the prostitute in John chapter 8 from verse 1 to 11. Do you know that when Jesus Christ came, the Pharisees actually were stoning her? But he bent down and wrote something on the ground, and he asked, "If there is anyone who is without sin, then let him be the first to cast the stone at her." And what happened? They retreated. What we should be looking out for is living each day to please God, living each day to walk in righteousness. How well are you growing your faith? How well are you taking people to the right places to seek God? I think we should do away with unnecessary criticism because at the end of the day, Christ came for the sinners and not for the righteous. May God bless us and help us to do the right thing.